The last living Saiyans, whose bitter rivalry has stretched over a decade, have dropped their swords and fused permanently into a new warrior. The great battle begins.
Hey guys, in this video we'll be covering 10 things you might not know about Vegito. This video is featuring Dimzy Domain. I have collaborated with him before in the past. Pretty much we might make pronunciation errors, but let's get started with number 1.
10. I'm going to count to 10, boo. Say a prayer, get something to eat, whatever you want to do. Then you will die.
Let's start with the name Vegito. The Japanese names for the Saiyans Goku and Vegeta are Kakarot and Vegeta. The English manga translated by Viz named Vegito Vegerot, which is weird. This was supposed to be the combination of Vegeta and Kakarot. However, the Romanized enunciation for the Japanese names are Vegeta and Kakarotto. The O was missing when Viz combined these names. You see this throughout Arabic and Japanese languages, even I'm sure other languages as well, whereby this pronunciation phenomena where you essentially end these words with specific letters, usually consonants, and they exhibit a rebound of sound instead of having a harsh or abrupt end like most words do in the English language. For example, in English we say trunks. In Japanese it's turanksu, and most importantly Kakarot is Kakarotto. Thus we have the name Vegito, and how you spell it is fine. There's two popular names, Vegito, Vegito, they're both the same.
Enough about the name though. Technically, the first time we saw Vegito, he was half dead, since Vegeta was dead at the time, represented by the halo on the top of his head. Now, although Vegito did not have the halo above his head, he is still made up of a half dead man. But during Dragon Ball Super episode 66, we saw a fully alive Vegito for the first time as he is battling the merged Zamasu.
The Saiyans? They're here. I am they. We are one.
Don't worry about Dragon Ball Super just yet, because the attire Vegito is wearing during the Majin Buu arc is seen to be essentially Goku's gi but with alternate colouring to make Vegeta's presence more pronounced. Now, since Vegeta is not wearing his navy unitard as he was during the Majin Buu arc, and instead he's wearing his armour from the Cell arc as well as a turtleneck underlayer, in Dragon Ball Super we see Vegito wearing identical clothing to that of his portrayal in the Majin Buu arc. So I ask you this, how is Vegito wearing an outfit void of any Saiyan armor, and why doesn't he have a turtleneck on? Therefore, Vegito should not look the way he should in Dragon Ball Super, and he should have different clothing. This was covered in detail by World King Kanji on his video, link in the description, and just click on the screen right now. And here's a little quick peek at how he drew Vegito and what he should ideally be wearing in Dragon Ball Super in the Future Trunks arc. Make sure to check him out.
But whenever Vegito found himself in a tight squeeze, he always seemed to have the answer.
Hey, don't get so down in the dumps. Everyone meets their better sooner or later.
Masahiro Shimanuki was the first person to draw Vegito before being taken over by Yukio Ibisawa and Masayuki Uchiyama. Vegito is the combination of Goku and Vegeta, who then became one. The facial structure and his hair is a combination of both Goku and Vegeta. Vegito has Goku's jawline and hairline, however he has Vegeta's eyes and upper hair, that being spiked up like a pineapple. The skin complexion for Goku and Vegeta is not the same either. Goku has a lighter skin whilst Vegeta exhibits a darker, more olive skin colour. However, we see Vegeta adopting Goku's fairer skin complexion.
On the subject of colour, we know the Saiyans have been penned down by Toriyama to always have black hair. We know from the initial introduction of Vegeta and Nappa, Toei depicted Vegeta to have brown hair with green and orange armor. This was later altered so that Vegeta has black hair. In the manga, Vegito is shown having black hair during the Dragon Ball Z anime. Although it was not very obvious due to the way things were coloured and the general video quality at that time, it was not very high definition 1080p as we see today. Vegito's hair was slightly brown, The brown hair is even more prevalent during Dragon Ball Super, but that's due to the fact that there is more shine and shading to everyone's hair in general throughout Dragon Ball Super. Hey, in some Dragon Ball Heroes trailers, Vegito's hair is weirdly orange and Vegito's hair in the video games is always black. Maybe this is just a cheeky little middle finger from Toei to Toriyama for changing up their portrayal of Vegeta in the first place.
Super Kamikaze Ghost Attack!
It looked like curtains for Vegito.
So it's a silly kid's game, huh? Well, bug off!
There's a big misconception about Vegito's weakness and that he's too cocky and he toys around far too much. This argument was put forward during the fight against Majin Buu, the Buhan variation. In fact, Vegito knew better than anyone that he could destroy Buu at any second. Heck, even Majin Buu knew this. He even incinerated and erased part of Buu's body as a warning and display to prove this very point. The reason Vegito was excessively cocky and he was playing around with Buu was in order to infuriate Buu so that Vegito can be absorbed inside him so that he can free Gohan and Co, who are all trapped inside Buu. So this was all part of his plan. Now regarding his cockiness and him being laid back in the recent fight against Merged Zamasu, Fusion Zamasu, or as I call him, Mutated Giant Zamasu, Vegito was not laid back during the fight at all with Zamasu. He even attacked him while Zamasu was talking, saying that he was wide open. So he is very much cutthroat and savage, like Vegeta's personality.
You think it's that simple? Wake up! You wake up!
Goku and Vegeta use the Potara earrings to merge into Vegito. The Potara earrings are worn by Kaioshin, and when you split them so that you have one earring on the left here and one earring on the right here on two separate individuals, those separate individuals merge to form one completely new individual. In Dragon Ball Z, Elder Kai noted that Potara fusion is much stronger than the Metamarise fusion dance. Furthermore, it is stated by Elder Kai that the fusion of Goku and Vegeta is more potent and powerful than regular Potara fusion, as it factors in the individuals as well as their rivalry, which results in a far more potent and powerful fusion. Elder Kai also stated that the fusion is permanent. However, we know from Dragon Ball Z that the Potara fused being can be separated by the nasty air inside of Majin Buu, and in Dragon Ball Super we know that they can also be separated through the use of the Dragon Balls. But here lies the weakness we also found out in episode 66 of Dragon Ball Super, when non-Kaioshins fuse, it only lasts an hour. Furthermore, when Vegito turned Super Saiyan Blue, the time limit was drastically cut short, similar to how Gotenks turned Super Saiyan 3 and the 30-minute time limit was shortened to 5 minutes. But we do not know the exact time limit when Vegito turned Super Saiyan Blue. Gowasu explained that Vegito exasperated the energy needed to sustain this fusion, which is stupid, but that's a massive weakness for Vegito.
神が行えば善となることも、人が行えばこれ皆悪となり、罪となるのだ。
There's been an early misconception among some fans that Vegito is only able to use moves that both Goku and Vegeta know together. However, Vegito has been seen using the Big Bang Attack, Kamehameha, and Instant Transmission, which are moves that are exclusive to Goku and Vegeta alone. So this debunks that misconception. Vegito is also seen using moves which are completely original, the Spirit Sword and Banshee Blast being an example. Like in episode 66 of Dragon Ball Super, we saw Vegeta using the final Kamehameha, which previously was only seen in video games, and in theory Vegito should be able to use like trump card techniques of both Goku and Vegeta. Can you imagine like a Vegeta version of Final Explosion? But more importantly, it should be theoretically possible for Vegito to turn like Super Saiyan 2 and even Super Saiyan 3 as depicted in Dragon Ball Heroes.
But the most interesting, intriguing for us fans is that Vegito should be able to theoretically transform into Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
Although it may only last for like a puny second, maybe even a nanosecond, as the way it's been retconned, the way fusion works, it's most definitely going to drain all his energy needed to sustain the fusion at an alarming rate. So I don't know, but he may be able to pull it off. Let us know what you guys think. Of course, we know that one of the integral parts of Vegito is a sync between the voices of Ryo Hirokawa and Masako Nozawa in the original Japanese, and obviously in the most famous English dub voices, that of Sean Chemo and Christopher Sabat. This idea for the fused individuals to have voices fused as well, with the actors saying their parts simultaneously, was introduced by none other than Akira Toriyama himself. It has been reported in various interviews by Christopher Sabat and Sean Chemo that they had a hard time executing this, and initially Ryo Horikawa thought that this would be very difficult as well. However, Horikawa stated in an interview that it went surprisingly smoothly, with the only things that they decided in advance was when they should breathe. Horikawa was surprised that it went how it went and how well it went, and they put it down due to the years of teamwork alongside Masako Nozawa. In the Ocean dub, however, they used a single voice for Vegito by choosing the middle pitch between Goku and Vegeta, whereas in the Funimation dub, they used dual voices overlaid over another as stated earlier. However, when voicing Vegeta, the voice of Vegeta is more pronounced, and when voicing Gogeta, the voice of Goku is more pronounced.
Have you ever wondered why Vegito is so popular? Me too. How does a character who was showcased for 4 episodes throughout Dragon Ball Z and half an episode throughout Dragon Ball Super thus far dictate such a massive fan following? I've heard from numerous people about Vegito being their favourite character, and apart from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in Dragon Ball GT, who was only present for 1 episode, and Super Saiyan Gogeta, who was only there for the last 3 minutes of Dragon Ball Z Movie 12 Fusion Reborn, which doesn't count as I'm only counting anime TV shows, I can't think of any other character who had less screen time in a long-running shonen TV series that's been so damn popular for so long. Just look at Dragon Ball Super episode 66. Your critical thoughts about the story aside, the hype created over the return of Vegito was monumental and bonkers, absolutely crazy. So with this, I'll leave you lot and I'll see you down in the comment section down below. Answer me this: why is Vegito so popular? Can Vegito be... Is Vegito stronger? Nah, I'm not gonna start this silly stupid debate. What I would do is, I am going to sincerely thank Anime Balls Deep for allowing me to come on the channel. Please make sure to check them out. They're going to upload a Mr. Popo video, I assume on the Friday. Also, check out my channel, Dimzy's Domain. I do a lot of Dragon Ball, Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'm going to be doing reviews every single week as well as discussions. I know you guys are going to love it, so give me a little look. If you like it, you know, subscribe. If not, what can you do, eh?
Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and you learnt something about Vegito that you didn't know before. Please check out Dimzy Domain's channel. I have been talking to him for a while and he does a lot of Dragon Ball Z content, Yu-Gi-Oh content and some One Piece content, and there'll be more in the future. Go ahead and subscribe to him if you'd like. Please hit the like button and help support us, and check out other videos on Dragon Ball Z or any other animes. We hope to see you guys next time, and leave a comment below on what you guys think about this. And leave a comment below on your opinion on what the hell just happened.
As you struggle to, end the video, I'm going to use this opportunity to use my outro. You may now exit Dimzy's Domain. Thank you and goodbye.